Top 20 Communications Manager Interview Questions and Answers. More often than not, companies have messages they wish to tell the world. These may address the value they create, how much they care about their employees, or how amazing their products are. Communications managers, therefore, play an important role in relaying these messages that their companies of engagement want to get out to the world. They hold and twist the truth a little and write compelling messages for the target audience. It is also worth noting that the contents of these messages do not necessarily reveal the entire truth but are only geared towards making the audience believe what the company wants them to. This article will look at a few areas that hiring managers test in communications manager interviews. We have come up with a few questions based on our research that should help you prepare well for the upcoming interview. Take a look at the following. 1. Why are you interested in this role? You must have come across this question in several interviews. It is usually asked to know what perked your interest in the position or job listing. Your answer should reveal your enthusiasm about the job. Also, tell the interviewer what the company will enjoy from your engagement. Sample answer. I love helping companies attain the image that they desire. Having been in this field for 10 years, I have vast experience and expertise that allows me to do so in any industry. I particularly love working with startups, just like your company, and would love to offer my services here. 2. What are the roles of a communications manager? Do you know what your job description is? You can either mention some of your roles in your former company or borrow from the job description. All in all, ensure that they are job-specific. Sample answer. Communications managers are in charge of the company's communication. They mostly manage external communication channels such as social media platforms, media relations, and websites. Other roles include making copies of the company's newsletters and memos and drafting content and marketing materials with the company's brand in mind. 3. What are some of the qualities that a communications manager needs to be effective? The interviewer wants your take on the leadership qualities associated with communications management. What are some of the qualities that have seen you where you are? Ensure that you can relate everything you mention to the job. Sample answer. A communications manager must be an effective communicator. He or she should speak and write excellently to enhance the passing and receipt of information. Other important qualities are patience, interest in new trends, and proper decision-making skills, qualities that help the company stay relevant at all times. 4. Mention a challenge that you faced in your last role. How did you overcome it? The interviewer wants to know if indeed you are a problem solver. Remember, every job comes with its fair share of challenges, some of which you must overcome as an employee. However, do not mention a challenge that will paint you as incompetent. Sample answer. The biggest challenge in my former job was the backlash from plus-sized women movements who felt that we were discouraging women from feeling content in their skin through our female weight loss products. I organized meetings with them to convince them of our intentions and that our company was focused on wellness. I even managed to secure a press release with them. 5. Describe your daily routine. How does your day as a communications manager unfold? What are some of the activities you do daily? While answering this question, please describe a busy day or one that you felt the most contentment. Also, show a proactive approach to work. Sample answer. My day begins early, given that I am an early riser. Once I get to the office, I plan out my day by listing all the activities that need my attention. I then meet with the team and discuss different signs of progress and assign more duties, if any. The rest of the day is spent walking around the company and talking to people from different departments, monitoring the company's social media accounts, and identifying anything that requires publication or presentation. 6. Briefly describe your experience. The interviewer wants to know some of the places you have worked in and your mandated roles. Since the gist of your experience is covered in your CV and work resume, only mention the most exceptional ones. Sample answer. This is my 5th year in management. I kick-started my career as a junior PR officer for a communications company where I worked under the PR department to maintain the company's good name. I then became a senior PR officer in charge of a team in the same company before being appointed communications manager. I maintained this role for 2 years and left for Humax International as their communication manager. I have learned quite a lot from these positions and developed excellent interpersonal skills. 7. Mention a strategy and mindset that are required for this role. The strategy refers to your way of doing things, whereas the mindset is the guiding perspective. The best way to answer this question is to mention those that normally work for you. Sample answer: I have discovered that the best strategy that any communications manager can rely on is tailoring all his or her activities and messages to reflect the firm's intentions. As for the right mindset, result and future orientation play an important role. One must envision how his or her messages and words will impart the company before communicating. 8. What is the main challenge that you foresee in this role? You should have taken some time and researched more on the company to know a few things that may prove challenging once you pick the job. It tells the interviewer that you are enthusiastic about this particular position. Be honest. Sample answer: I love the fact that most of the operations in your firm are automated. However, I have noticed that some of the systems used are less efficient compared to the ones I use. I am hopeful that I will convince you to adopt a few that I have found useful in my career, and this will cease to be a problem. 9. How do you stay motivated in this job? In short, what gives you the urge and strength to keep going despite the problems you occasionally face in this field? Your source of motivation should be intrinsic. Sample answer: I am a lover of success. I normally ensure that I have done everything I set out to do. Also, whenever I feel like giving up, I reflect on my past successes, which help me work even harder. 10. Mention a strength that makes you the most qualified candidate in this interview. Do you know or have what it takes to beat all the others? When answering this question, do not badmouth the other candidates. Sample answer: Having not interacted yet with the other candidates, I cannot speak about their abilities. However, I believe that my excellent communication skills set me ahead. I am a good speaker and writer with vast experience in communication management. 11. What do you think we should do to improve communication through our social media channels? Your role as a new communications manager includes looking for areas that need improvement and working on them. No interviewer would ask you such a question if they believed that their social media channels were perfect. Therefore, suggest some areas that you feel the company should improve on their social media channels. Sample answer: I have to commend you for your excellent online presence. I have realized that this company has pages on almost every social media platform. However, I believe that your presence would be even better if you posted more often and ensured that the posts correspond to the audience on the particular platforms. Also, it would help if you tried to induce engagements and avoid one-sided communication, which I saw on your Facebook page. 12. Imagine a scenario where an employee dies because of failure to respect rules and regulations. How would you handle the media briefing as our new communications manager? This is an operational question seeking to reveal how you would go about a particular situation. The interviewer is testing your competence and ascertaining whether your means of handling things match the organization's expectations. Make sure that you give a tactical and logical answer. Sample answer: I would offer my condolences and deepest regret to the employee and everyone involved and acknowledge that none of my efforts could bring back the lost life. I would then narrate what happened and clarify that the fault was on the deceased for not obeying the rules and causing the accident. Lastly, I would mention some of the measures that the company intends to take to prevent such cases from ever happening. 13. Tell us about the company image that you will portray with how you communicate with the public. There is no specific answer to this question. The message you portray will depend on the particular business and its related field of operation. If you work for a software company, your communication should reveal innovation and security, among other important software development traits. Therefore, craft your answer around the company and its industry at large. Sample answer: I understand just how important the message I relay to the public is. Given that this is a retail store chain, I will strive to express responsibility, quality, and amazing prices to drive in more customers. I will also portray that we are committed to offering excellent services and treating our customers well. 14. What does communication mean to you? The interviewer wants to know what you understand by communication. Remember, you cannot be good at what you do if you do not know what your job is all about. This question may be asked at the start or within the first few minutes of the interview. Make sure that your description of communication fits within the context of the company. Sample answer: communication refers to how companies or organizations correspond with their employees, stakeholders, and the general public, including potential clients, and the press. It involves the sending and receipt of information through different channels. 15. How do you develop a communication strategy for a new product? This can either be an operational or technical question depending on how you interpret it. All in all, the interviewer wants to know the steps you normally undertake when developing a communication strategy for a new product. Your answer should be short and straight to the point. Sample answer. I first determine the best means of reaching the target audience and analyze its feasibility. I then write my communication objectives, including my intentions with the select strategy and target audience. While doing this, I also think of the right channels for information dissemination and outline their activities. Lastly, I come up with a budget, implementation, and a monitoring plan to help me measure my return on investment. 16. In your opinion, how do you think digital marketing promotes brand image? The interviewer wants to know if you understand and appreciate the role of digital marketing in brand image. Your answer should be precise. Relate digital marketing to brand image and show the interviewer just how good you are. Sample answer. I believe that digital marketing greatly increases brand recognition. Social media has several diverse people thanks to its globalization. Therefore, any company that wishes to gain popularity and recognition should leverage digital marketing. 17. You will have your team as a manager. Walk us through how you manage conflicts. You need to understand that not everybody is always on the same page in a team setting. Conflicts may arise along the journey and may test the strength of your team and you as a manager. The interviewer is therefore testing your ability to lead others. The best approach to such a question is to stay within your lane of capabilities and convince the interviewer that you can effectively and adequately manage a team. Sample answer. Being a good listener helps in such scenarios. I usually get both sides of the story and help the involved members resolve their conflict as fast as possible. I believe that impartiality also plays a big role in effective conflict resolution. I do not take sides but instead maintain a good working conditions for all my team members. 18. What is the first thing you would do if hired tomorrow? This question has risen to become one of the most asked questions in interviews. The interviewer wants to know if you are a planner. Have you thought of some of your future duties? Your answer will reveal just how good you are at planning or if you intend on waiting to be pushed around and told what to do. We highly recommend that you bring the former to light. Sample answer. I would try as much as possible to get up to speed with your operations. I will ensure that I have enough information about my department before I do anything else. I will also get to know my colleagues and those I would frequently interact with to better my work experience. 19. What are your favorite media outlets? As a communications manager, you need to stay updated on current news, whether nationally or globally. Remember, different world occurrences may greatly impact your line of work. You may also rely on some of these events to develop effective strategies to help you in your work. Mention some of the informative channels that you spend lots of watching. Sample answer. I am a great lover of CNN and BBC News since they bring me up to speed with different world stories. I normally ensure that I have watched the news before my day starts and after it ends. I also watch Fox News at times. 20. We believe that you have had time to familiarize yourself with our PR efforts. What are some of the areas that you feel we should improve? The interviewer wants to know whether you have researched about the hiring company. This will tell just how interested or enthusiastic you are about the job. If it turns out that you haven't undertaken any research, please tell the interviewer and avoid lying. Nobody wants a dishonest employee. Sample answer. I have conducted adequate research about this organization. I am greatly intrigued by your corporate social responsibility. You have done a good job and improved the lives of people. However, I believe that you should engage the services of a brand influencer to give it the needed publicity and drive the brand image you desire. Conclusion. These are some of the commonest communications manager interview questions that you will come across. Make sure that you research more on the hiring company before attending the interview, as some of the required answers may be based on research.